everybody, and welcome back to All the Mods 7 to the Sky. And in this episode, we finally get ourselves an applied Energistics network up and running. We set up a huge network with P2P tunnels, so we don't have to worry about different channels and lanes and whatever, and it should be so much better than our current storage system. So, I hope you enjoy. Okay, so today we're going to be working on applied Energistics. About time. I really need to get this thing up and running because this integrated dynamic system we have down here, which is amazing by the way, is turning out to be extremely laggy. I don't think it's supposed to have this much storage hooked up and connecting to like drawers that store millions of items, because it is like really lagging like bad whenever I open up the crafting grid, which has had a huge update. Yeah, the pack has had a couple of updates since I last played, which it's been a week or two. Forget about that. But yeah, the grid has turned like this massive grid. I really like the look of this because it just shows everything, so I can look for what I want really easily. And since I don't actually have that many different type of items, it's really easy to sort through it. So, but the only thing is we're going to probably lose this now today, since we're going to be working on applied Energistics and get ourselves the wireless crafting grid set up for that. So we might lose a huge grid, but there might be a big version of it in there. I don't know. We won't know until we craft it. So, last episode we had all the Botania and everything set up, and I think I mentioned I was thinking of doing like the seeds or something to test out the seeds, but I really need to get this system here done first before I even try and attempt to do that. And I think I might need to readjust this guy here, because I completely forgot to consider the placement of the planter. I know I could probably just put it like one block down hanging, but then it's just going to be hanging there and wires running to it. I'd rather have it like sealed in, kind of similar to down here, to make sure my flight is okay. Similar to like this, where it's kind of like sealed over. I mean, I probably could cover the underside in like slabs or something, but yeah, whatever. But we're going to be working on applied Energistics today. So I'm hoping to get today a big network set up. So like a big 5x5x5 cube of ME controllers, but the sides would be hollow. So it's just kind of a frame of a 5x5x5 cube. And then we're going to have one subnet, which is going to route all across the island. So I'm going to have to try and figure out how exactly I'm going to do that. But hopefully, if I do it correctly, we should have no issues hooking up stuff later on. And we just need to make sure we know which P2P tunnel is connected to each part of the network. So, how are we going to do this? Well, I've been doing a bit of research and I've watched a good few videos, and the method I'm going to be copying is from Threefold. So I've been just watching his version of it that he did in his ATM7 to the Sky series, and we're going to be running off of that, because that's the only one that I can see to understand, and yeah, and it's kind of the only person I kind of did look up. So, what we're going to do is set up over here a simple automation system for crafting up all of these different silicon presses and all these different processors. So like the silicon press, the printed logic circuit, printed engineering circuit, and printed calculation circuit. So if we're going to be setting up automation for all of these guys, we need 4 different inscribers for each one of these different presses, and we need an extra one to make all of the different processors. So they're pretty cheap, so we just need iron, a sticky piston, and a bit of copper. So they're really, really cheap. So if we just come in here, look up Inscriber, and we don't have any sticky pistons, so I'm just going to make a few here. 21 is more than enough. I think we only need, what, like 20 of them? Actually, is it 20? No, it's not 20. What am I saying? 10 of them. I only need 10. There we go. I was thinking of 4 times 5, but no, it's only 2 times 5. But yeah, there we go. So what I want to do is grab out some hoppers. So we're going to get a bunch of hoppers here. We're going to grab out some omnidirectional hoppers. That's going to require us to get some TNT, some iron, if this thing could clear, iron, and a bit of flint so we can light the TNT. And we're going to make ourselves some compressed iron from pneumatic craft. You can see how laggy that grid is. You saw me place it and then it just teleported up here when I had it down here. And you can even see by the particles in the background, you can see them freezing in place for a second. It's just way too laggy. So I'm also going to grab out some chests here, and we're going to quickly fly to the Twilight now, and we're going to blow up some TNT and make ourselves some compressed iron. Whoa. Yep, you just saw that big flash of white light. That is kind of like a jump scare thing. Since it's close to Halloween, there's like these little particle explosions that spawn near you, and they play different sounds. Like that was just like a low hum, or whatever. There is another one that's kind of like a scream kind of thing, but it's kind of like a hollow, echoey scream. And it's really terrifying. I'm thinking of exploding it down here. Down here it actually looks kind of good. So if we just grab a piece of TNT, turn off our magnet, throw the TNT there, and chuck down a couple stacks of iron here. We don't need that much. And light the TNT and just back away for a second. This iron then should turn into a compressed iron. There we go. And I believe it also has a 20% loss. So if we just check here, it has a, average material loss about 20%. So I don't even know how many stacks it's run down. But it looks like we only lost like 3 ingots, so it's not too bad. But why do we need compressed iron right now? Well, I want to make omnidirectional hoppers. Omnidirectional hoppers will make it so we can actually like point a hopper up the way instead of having to use a pipe to try and run it. So we'll have the chests and that, and then we just look up hopper again. And we'll just make ourselves a few omnidirectional hoppers. I don't know, we'll just make like 4 of them for now. Actually, we'll need 5. There we go. So starting over here, we'll grab out the chests and the hopper and the inscriber. Put the flint and the TNT away. And we can even hold this hopper. So center of the path, which is here, I want to put a chest here, the inscriber. I'm going to put the hopper there first, and then I'm going to break this, come down here, and point it up the way like so. This one then is going to insert the items in here at the bottom. Can insert from bottom, as you can see. This one on the middle here is from the left to right, back or front, as long as it's on this level right here. As long as it's not top or bottom, it should be fine. And then the same for the top, it will go in only on the top. That's where these hoppers come in. So that hopper's going to go there, and that hopper's going to go there. I'm going to stick a chest here, and here. Yep, you can see how bright that was. And that happens only at nighttime. It's kind of weird. First time I saw that, I got scared because I was like, what mod did they just add? Because I just updated the pack, and it was like, what the heck did they add? I thought it was like those Forsaken Souls or Forgotten Souls that were, I can't remember the name of the mod. Maybe it's Evilcraft. I think it's Evilcraft. Could be wrong. You can correct me if you want. But yeah, I thought it was like a Forsaken Soul, like spawning to come kill me or something like that. I don't know. I got freaked out. And then it kept happening over and over again. And then I realized, oh, it's just a spooky thing for Halloween. At least that's what I hope it is. Not anything actually going to come and kill me. But anyway, I realized I'm actually going to need a few more omnidirectional hoppers because I actually need to actually point it out of the way up into this chest here, which is going to be the finished product. So yeah, this is the way it's going to be set up, and that'll be automation. I'll hook power up on the back here using a cable and a point, and that's pretty much it for that. Now I just need to set up 4 more of them, so let me quickly do that either side. Right, there we go, and another one of those things spawn. They just are everywhere. I probably could just go sleep to get rid of it, but whatever. So yeah, so what's going to happen is items are going to go in the top, the left side, in the bottom, craft it, and output it out the right up into this chest here. So each one of these chests here are going to have the completed item. So, how do we make the presses now? Because, well, the normal way you would find it is go out into the world, find a meteor, crack open that meteor, find a chest, and then boom, you'll have your processor in it. And you'll have to go, like, probably find different ones because you'll probably have to go look multiple times to find the exact press you want. But in a skyblock, you can't do that. So, the way you make it is inside the inscriber, but you just use the ingredients you normally would. So, like, a gold ingot would be used to make logic circuits. So, of course, you use skystone, a bit of an iron plate, and then gold ingot will make yourself your logic press. So yeah, that's what we want to do. And over here, I did actually set up an extra thing just before I started recording, and that was an extra sieving point. I am now sieving basalt. Basalt is something I kind of needed since I need a lot of skystone, but it turns out I was already getting a ton of skystone from dust. But there was also another thing I needed from it, amethyst. Amethyst is going to be needed to make ourselves the ME disk drives later, because this guy here requires amethyst shards, and this one here is the refined storage like AE2 disk. This guy here will just store 64,000 of any type of item. So the default version in here, if we have a look at it, item storage cell will only store 64k of only 63 different types of items. So you can only store 63 different types of items, but you can store up to 65,000 of them. But that's not what we want. We want this one here, which is to store 64,000 of any type of item. And it can't go any higher than 64, which is kind of disappointing, but it's fine. We can hook up multiple disk drives and not have to worry about it. So yeah, And the other things we're getting from it is flux dust and runes, which come from Forbidden Arcanus, and this can be used to make dark runes, different test tube blocks. I'm sure they're used for a lot more stuff, but yeah, they're just a byproduct. I doubt we're ever going to really need them. But anyway, let's get started here. I just need some cable. So we'll get us some cable, and I think I have a spare point. I do. Perfect. I even have 7 left over. Just make sure our flight is activated. I'm always petrified whether my flight is just going to deactivate since I'm like over the edge of the island and I'm so far away from the actual source, but it just seems to be the entire island. I do lose it all the way over there after like the third, or like the third last farm, but that's fine. I'm never usually over there that long to lose at the fly. I'm usually moving around the island the whole time, so it's fine. And we're just going to stick this point right here. Why not? There we go. So that's pretty much the automation set up for everything. So over here then, as I was getting skystone, for some reason I actually have 2 sets of skystone, which is kind of weird. There's like 1 million in here, nearly 1 million in this one. I don't know, it's a bit weird. But anyway, I need 4 skystone. I need 4 iron plates. So if we look up iron in here, I did make some beforehand. So just grab out 4 of them, and then we just need our different type of items. So we need a Certus quartz for calculation. We need gold for logic. We need diamond for engineering, and silicone for a silicon press. And can you please stop? And we're going to do that in this one here. So skystone's going to go in the top. The iron plates are going to go in the bottom, and then the items we need will go in the sides here. They're going to craft, as you can see, it's very slow. Jesus, wow, that one just ended and that one just started there. I guess they're getting more frequently. There's only like 4 days till Halloween. Actually, not even 4 days, there's about 3 days left. But yeah, but you can see now we're getting all of the different things. So we want the silicon one probably on the end right here. This is the last one, I think, now. There we go, we have them all. Perfect. So in here, you're getting silicon, so that's just going to go in the bottom here. You are going to get calculation. You're going to go in the bottom here. You are going to get logic, and you are going to get engineering. So I'm just going to provide these guys here with everything. To be honest, I didn't even need to set up all this huge setup. All I needed was like 1 chest on the side with a hopper just to pump the items in. And one of them on the end is going to have all 3 inputs because I'm going to be crafting it there. Because you need silicone, printed silicon, redstone, and the type of processor you want. So like your gold, your diamond, or your Certus quartz. Yeah, turns out I didn't even need all that. Whatever, it's fine. So, just going to grab out a full inventory full of Certus quartz. Okay, there we go. And come over here, and this one is the calculation. So yes, it's going to fill this hopper up and fill this chest up. Because it seems I have exactly the right amount of space in my inventory to fill a chest and the hopper, which is nice. Next up then is gold. Full inventory of gold, and that's going to go in this chest here. Fill all of this up perfectly. Just going to get some silicon now. I think I made like 8k for beforehand. There it is. Oh, somehow sapling started coming out. There we go. And just put this in here, fill up the hopper, and fill this guy here up. And last but not least, then we just need some diamonds. And we'll just fill this hopper here, and this chest, and perfect. Now, here comes the waiting game. We have to sit here and wait for everything here to slowly process, which is going to take a while. Now, we could speed this up. There is a mod in here called Lazier AE2, which will just bypass the whole process of us having to go in here, crafting each one, and then sticking it in here with the redstone and the printed silicon. You can just throw the silicon, the red, and the ingot, redstone, and the ingot, and it will just automatically craft the processor for you. And I think you can install up to like maybe 6 acceleration upgrades, which will make it go extremely fast. We don't have time to do that. So we're just going to have to sit here and AFK and wait for it, but we can add at least 3 acceleration upgrades in each one of these guys just to get it started. So we'll just grab out these things here because this is what you need. And I'm just going to grab, just put this down here and this up here. And I'm just going to grab out a full inventory full of redstone now. And we're going to fill this chest here, and same with the hopper again, like I always do. And there you go. And that's going to start making us these calculation processors. Now, to combine these calculation processors, you can combine them with a bit of iron and whatever, and you make these advanced cards. So a bit of iron, redstone, and diamonds with the calculation processor make advanced cards. You combine that with fluix crystals, and you get acceleration cards. That's what we're after to make this thing go quicker. Now, to make acceleration cards, we need sand. So I need to come back here and grab like a load of sand. I need a lot more sand than that. Let's grab a stack of you, grab all you, grab a stack of you, just as much sand as I can get. I really need to do, wow, I can't speak today. What I really need to do is set up a system just storing a ton of gravel, a ton of sand, and a ton of cobblestone, just so I have it on hand. Dust isn't really used for anything other than making clay, but we can get it clay over there. And I think there's even a bee that makes clay, and even a slime that makes clay, which was recommended I put inside the, what's the thing over here, the simulation chambers, but I have to go through occultism to get that, which we will do eventually. I definitely want to try occultism 6 times ore processing, because this only doing 2 at the moment. 6 times ore processing will be amazing, but I need to see how fast it goes. If it can't keep up with our ore production, well then there's no point doing it. Hopefully it does. Let's throw all the sand in the system here. And what you want to do then is mix the sand here with some fluix crystals. They like resonating dust, but we want fluix dust. Let's see if we can find it in here now. There it is. So we combine the sand here with the fluix crystals, or the fluix dust, to make fluix seeds. What you can do with these fluix seeds is you can grow these things one of 2 ways. You can either throw the thing in water, wait 20 minutes, and it'll grow into a crystal. Yeah, we're not doing that. If you have some growth accelerators, you could grow it in 24 seconds, but even still, that's very slow for us. If we chuck it in here into an enrichment chamber, though, it will craft it all almost instantly, which is great. Look, we have 50 of them already, 60 of them, perfect. Come in here, grab the calculation processors, and now we can make ourselves our acceleration cards. So, acceleration, have this guy here, advanced cards. How many in total are we going to need? We have 5 times 3. I need 15 of these things. Oh, I need to stick these back in here. 14, 15. Okay, we only can go to 16. But we'll turn all of these here into acceleration cards. There we go. So you get acceleration. You get acceleration. You, and you. Perfect. So now these things are going to go, I don't even know how much faster, but yeah, it does make it go really fast, as you can see, which is perfect. So what we want to do now is come over here and just grab out a bunch of these printed silicon ones, and we're going to need a bunch of gold ones, and we're going to stick these in here and stick these back down here, because what we need to do now is make ourselves a bunch of 1K storage components to start working getting up the storage here. But first, actually, maybe we should work on this. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking it wrong. I was actually planning on doing AE2, and that's why I had these bookmarked, because you need a 64K thing in here, and then you put that inside of a it's actually not showing the recipes in here. You put that inside a matter condenser, and it would make you a singularity. But then the singularity was used for making all of these presses here to make a universal press, which then goes inside the circuit etcher. If you look in here, then would also make you all your different processors. So yeah, that's not what I'm doing. Okay, so I actually don't need to do that. But yeah, we are going to need a bunch of these guys anyway. Let me just grab out 25 of them. Give me out like 27 of them. Give me out all of these. And give me out all of these. And just stick them all in here. And just let them craft. Because we are going to need them all. Especially the engineering ones to get ourselves the ME controller going. So let's actually start by getting ourselves all the cables going. So glass, flux ME glass cable is how we're going to hook up our actual disk drives and whatever. That's going to require quartz fiber, which is just glass, and Certus quartz dust, which is fine. For some reason, I want to use my Alf glass, but you know what? I don't really care about that. We can make that easy enough. There we go, a whole stack of that. Use that in here and make out that. But over here, then we should have a bunch more fluix crystals. Yes, there we go. And we can just put those away. I can't wait till I can just like double click the entire inventory out. That would make it so much easier. And we're just going to make 1 stack, and the rest of those quartz fibers will be used for something else, and I'll show you that in a bit. Right, so how we doing over here? We have 20 of them. Beautiful. We can start putting these in the system and start working on stuff. So how many of these ME controllers can we make? Oh, we need skystone blocks. How do you make skystone blocks? Skystone, and you get that by putting... Okay, that's actually not that hard. Just grab out a bucket here, like so, and then just grab out some skystone. And just grab out, I don't know, maybe like 3 stacks. Just come over here, and we're just going to remove this bucket of water. And then we can just grab all the skystone here. Nearly done, and last one, done. Perfect. There we go. So then we can just put the water back over if we want. So we have plenty of skystone now. So is this what we need? We need smooth skystone, which is just smelting it. Okay, we can just chuck it in the furnace here. And sure, we'll smelt up to 2 stacks. and we'll leave the rest. Okay, for a second I didn't think it actually did smelt, but it just went so fast I didn't see the furnace activate. I love that furnace. Is there any point of even going to the vibranium one or the unobtainium one? Probably not. I don't know if maybe the higher tiers actually add more slots. Maybe they do. I don't know. We'll see. If we have an excess of materials, why not? ME controller now. How many of these guys can we make? We'll probably start off with a small network, to be honest, but we'll just see how this goes. We'll just make as many as we can. 23. We'll just start putting these down and we'll just count how many more we need then. So let's just grab out like a stack of materials here because we need something to place the blocks on. And how high up are we actually going to have this thing come out of the ground? Is this actually big enough? Yeah, that's 5. Okay, so the actual thing is going to be like this. But how many blocks out of the ground is it going to be? I don't want it like massively high up in the air, and I also don't want it like stupidly low in the ground. But I think I should actually maybe have it up pretty high just so we can see it. Because maybe I want to have the sub-network... break that, and then have the sub-network in the center right here, just so the cables actually go straight out. If that's the case, then this guy actually has to go on top of this guy, right, like so. And there we go. We could actually just work away on that if we really wanted to. There actually is no reason to go any bigger for the time being, because we aren't even going to use that many networks. So you know what? I think this is actually big enough for now. So how do we set this up? We need P2P tunnels. This is going to require engineering press circuits, so I'm going to have to go back over here and grab a few more of those. I think they are being crafted at the moment. Yes, they are. Perfect. So P2P tunnels. We're going to craft as many of these as we can, because we're going to need a lot of them. We're going to start right here, I think. So you're just going to cover this side here like that with P2P tunnels, and we'll hold on to the rest of them. So you only need 6 for now. Then we need ME smart cable. ME smart cable is ME covered cable, which is just wool and flux cable. So I just need string and make some wool out of it. Sheep farm would be nice. No, I do have a sheep farm. Hang on, am I not making wool over here? I am making wool. Why isn't it wool? Or is it a special type of wool I need? Hang on. No, I don't need a special type of wool. Why couldn't I? I don't know. For some reason I couldn't do that. I'm just going to hold on to half a stack of this cable for now. But 32 ME flux covered cable. And then I need dense cover cable, which is going to require dense cable, which is made like so. That only makes 8. Wow, okay, that's actually such a low thing. Half a stack of thing to make 8. Yikes. But anyway, we need to make this a smart cable. There we go. And then we just need to make more covered cable. And we just turn that into a smart cable there. There we go. So, using the ME smart cable, that's going to connect all of these guys here, like so, and we're just going to connect it there. The dense cable is going to come up the center here, and that's going to connect right there. Now, right now, this is actually okay. If we just grab out a point here, and hook the point up, and we'll just stick the point, I don't know, like right here for now, and we'll just give it power, you should see the network turn on, which is working if it is flashing multiple colors. Now, you can see this one down here isn't lit up. What we want to do now is give this thing power. And the way to give it power is using a quartz fiber. Sticking a quartz fiber right here. The only thing a quartz fiber can do is transfer power. And we'll just stick a smart cable right there, which then transfers the power to this guy here. Now, you can see 6 out of 8 channels are being used. Those 6 channels are 6 of these P2P tunnels, right? So what we want to do now is add whatever we want to this. The network is pretty much ready. What we can do then, if we wanted to start running over that way, is we can start sticking the dense cable on, and that way it'll just run that way, and we can hook whatever we want onto this guy, which would be perfect. But yeah, we don't have to worry about anything. Everything here is ready to go. Now, we need to make ourselves the actual storage disks now. So let's get to work on making ourselves some disk drives, which is going to require more flux cable. So we're just going to make a bunch more of this stuff here. Seems I need a lot more quartz fiber than that. Just make as much as I can, really. Might as well make myself a bunch more smart cable while I'm at it, because I'm going to need a lot more dense cable then as well. Smart cable, just make a couple stacks of that. One more stack should do. And then the heavy cable is smart cable like that, or just this one here, and then just combine it like so. There we go. That should be enough to keep us going for a while. And if we have to, we can always just combine this in here to make more like that. So it's okay. So now what we want to do is come over here, And we'll just... Why we stopped? Oh, we're out of silicon. How much have we made? Oh, plenty. And the one I especially need right now is the gold. So we're just going to start making ourselves a bunch more of this gold one for the moment. And we'll just stick these up here and stick this down in here. And yeah, we just have to sit here and just wait for all of these to craft now. Because we need ourselves a bunch of 1K storage drives. And if we look at processors at the moment, we only have 18, which is nowhere near enough to make ourselves anything. But at least we can make ourselves the disk drives now. Oh, I only have one of those. Make me one of these guys quickly. There we go. Now we can make ourselves our first disk drive. So with the disk drive, I don't actually know exactly where I want to set this up. If we put it down like right here, it is going to add to this channel here. Which isn't exactly what we want. So now it's a 7 out of 8, meaning we can't add really anything else onto this guy. And I think because the shaders, the whole front of it is black, when you should be able to see the actual like disk slots. But I was thinking of actually adding this to a completely different location. Down here, I think across the back, I was planning on putting like a wall or something like that, and then having all these disk drives right here, which would work so much better. Because what I can do is have one dense cable come off there, and then I can have a flux ME glass cable, and that's going to connect off it like this. And then we just run it this way, okay? And then we'll just have it come down, and we'll just run it across like this. And then what we want to do is add a P2P tunnel on the end of it here. So what's happening here is this flux cable can only carry one channel, but that one channel is also now going to be carrying 32 channels instead. Because every side of this ME controller can support up to 32 channels, as well as a dense cable. So pretty much the way I have this set up now is, if we send this cable all the way down that direction, all the way down to the end of like the farm or whatever, we can essentially attach up to 32 P2P tunnels, which also adds an extra 32 channels per point. So that'd be almost 32 times 32, which is well over 1,000 lanes that we can connect to, which is insane. And you can also make this thing even bigger, but I don't think we're going to need anything bigger than this, which is crazy. But yeah, so with this P2P tunnel here, I somehow actually misplaced this guy off the side. If we put this guy here, and then P2P tunnel is like that, and if we just add like a dense cable or just any smart cable, doesn't matter, we'll just stick a smart cable on it because I doubt we're going to need that much connections. Stick that guy right there, and then we just get ourselves a memory card. Doesn't matter, this guy right here will do. Just a basic memory card, and we're just going to select one of these P2P tunnels here. Oh, there's that hollowy scream one I was mentioning. Yeah, there it is. Let's go with the front middle one right here. So we'll select that, or shift right click it. So the new configuration is created and copied to the memory card. We'll just right click this guy here, and boom, this guy is carrying one channel back up to that main guy, which is also able to support 32, and we can connect up to 8 of these ME drives at the moment. If we needed to add more, we can stick a dense cable on and have up to 32 on it then as well, which is exactly what we want. And this guy here is still only using 6 channels. Perfect. As long as this guy here doesn't go over 6, we'll be fine. And if we wanted to, we can add even more P2P tunnels on this side here and have it connected into the center here. Okay, come on, you're getting ridiculous now. Yeah, if we wanted to, we can stick these guys right here and get like the dense cable or the smart cable connected up like this. Boom, another 6 channels added. So that's 6 times 32 channels already, which is insane. And this guy here, yeah, you can see you have 12 channels maximum going into here, but yeah, you can connect up to 12 P2P tunnels already. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole basics of the Applied Energistics network. I hope I made this kind of like easy to understand, because all we have to do now is just practically just attach our storage network, or just, yeah, attach all this onto it now. Now, about reading all of the drawers over there, I think you can use like an item interface. I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's called an item interface. This guy right here, an ME interface, I think this guy here, when you put him onto something, or just this blank flat one, I think if you put this on a storage, it will read the items in that storage, and if we set the priority or super high, it'll try and input and output out of the drawers first, similar to the exact same way we had it for the integrated dynamics. So how many of these guys over here have we made? Okay, perfect. We should be ready to go. So 1K ME storage. We'll see how many of these we can make. We'll just throw all this away in my system. So how many of these can we craft? 64, 64. Oh, wow, okay, plenty of them. Now we can upgrade this one here to 4K, We just need quartz-rich glass, which is simple enough. It's just a bit of glass and quartz crystals. Do that. Maybe a bit more than just 2 stacks. Give 4 stacks to be plenty. Oh, I used up all my glass. Okay, hopefully we don't need that much more glass. 4K is made like that. We'll just put these away. We're out of logic ones. Swap those over just for the moment. And we'll just get some of those logic ones crafting. Then after that, we need 16K, which is even more calculation. And that's going to require another calculation. How hard is the actual shell? It's netherite, more glass, redstone, and amethyst. Okay, we're perfectly fine with all that. Yeah, I just need to wait for a bunch more calculation processes to craft. Yep, I'll be back once I have a few more of those things. And I might even make a few more disk drives, because I doubt a couple of these 64Ks are going to be enough to store everything. So we might need like at least 3 sets of full drives. So BRB will like craft a bunch more processors and storage components. Right, there we go. I finally have 10 64K storage components, which is enough to fill the thing. I thought this thing only had 8 storage parts, but no, it actually has 10. So I've made 2 more and I stuck them side by side, which only makes up to 3 out of the 1 channel, which is great. It's still going to get getting used to actually figuring out exactly how all these channels are going to work together in the future, but I love the way it's working now. It's actually not as difficult as I thought it was going to be. So that's great. So over here now, I want to, actually I don't even need to be over here. I just want to turn these now into this guy here. Hopefully I have everything. So doesn't look like I can shift click them. So I have to craft them by hand, one by one, which is kind of annoying. But I mean, later on we'll probably have an automation to craft this. So it won't be too bad. And there we go. That's 10 storage disks. I'm not exactly sure how much this is actually going to allow us to store. But you can see they're all online, and the only thing we don't have now is a way to view that. So what I want to do now is make ourselves an ME crafting terminal, which is going to require a dark illuminated to a bright illuminated. Okay, that didn't actually give it to me. I have everything just except for the ME terminal. I need an annihilation core, which requires more logic processors. So over here, I just need to grab a few more of them. So 41 of them, plenty. So annihilation core, let's see. So annihilation, there we go. And now I need to turn this into a formation. There we go. So formation, there we go. And now we just need a logic and an illuminated panel, which is made like so. And now we should be able to make ourselves our ME terminal. And then we just need ourselves the ME crafting grid. There we go. Perfect. Now we have everything. Now the only thing we don't actually have is the wireless access to our network. So if we go to @applied, just get out of that big view so we can see the JEI. We need ourselves the wireless crafting terminal, and we need the wireless booster. Now, is there like a wireless transmitter that I need? Wireless receiver. I think that's used in here to make the wireless terminal. There's the crafting terminal, which requires a dense energy cell, which is made like that. That's actually pretty cheap. Yeah, okay, let's just make that quickly now. So wireless crafting terminal, wireless receiver requires a Fluix pearl, which requires more Fluix crystals. Did I actually go through them all? I think I did. Fluix crystals are made like that. Just going to make more seeds and just stick those in here. Get some of those crafting. Perfect. And now we can make ourselves our Fluix pearl. There we go. So that's going to allow us to make our wireless receiver, which is made like that. Perfect. We can put those away. Hold on to that. We are now also going to require the dense energy cell. So how many of these do I need? 8. There we go. 8 of them. Upgrade them in here to the dense version, which is made like that. And I think I have everything now to make ourselves a wireless crafting terminal. Perfect. Now, how do I actually link this thing to the network? Do I just shift right click the controller or something? Device is not linked. How do I link it? Oh, wait, don't I actually have to put down the terminal first? Hang on, let me make another crafting terminal here. I think I actually have to put it inside this thing here. Do I? No. How do I link this thing again? I completely forgot how to link this thing. Do I need like a security thing or maybe just the wireless upgrade first? Wireless. There we go. We need this guy here. So another flux pearl. So that makes the wireless receiver. Like so. And I don't actually know exactly where I'm supposed to connect this guy, but I think I can just put it like right here and it'll be fine. And then do I right click it this guy then? Device is not linked. I might need to look up how to figure out how to link that, because I actually don't know what I need. Give me a second to see how do I link this thing up quickly. Okay, I think what it said, according to the wiki, is I need to make myself a security manager first. But that's going to require a 16k storage component, so I'm just going to make myself a bunch of them right now. And then use that here to make the security thing, which is also going to require an ME chest, which is also going to require some glass and another ME terminal, which is great. I'm out of those, I need a few more of them. Give me out some sand over here, because I need glass now. Plenty of that now, so ME chest. So ME chest, I think it'd be easier to search it there. The ME terminal, annihilation core, and then a formation core, like so. And that will make the ME terminal. And now we should be able to make this guy here, the ME chest. Then using the ME chest, we should be able to make ourselves a security network. There we go. And hopefully now, if this thing's connected here to the network, I should be able to just put it down. Where can I actually put this thing? I guess I could put it down here as well. Oh god, two of them at the same time. That's creepy. Let's put it there for now. Okay, yeah, there you go. Put that in here, and now it's linked. And if we were to open this guy, wireless out of range, because yeah, it only works at 8 blocks. Oh wow, did it actually need... Okay, for some reason it actually does require a booster card in here before I can use it. Okay, the infinity range booster. Can we actually make that right now? I need ender pearl dust, which is just ender pearls. Chucked inside of a thing here. Which one can I use that's nearly empty? I'll use the gold one for just a second. I just need a few of them. Okay, we'll try that now. So, booster. So, wireless booster, made like that. And we'll just put these away. And I'll just grab about 4 of them. I think it just said it needed 4 or 3. Enderium plates. 2 Enderium plates. And an infinity range booster. Let's go see if that works. So if we stick this in here, can we access the network now? No. Why is it saying wireless is out of range? It shouldn't. Maybe it's because it's hooked there and it's actually not on the network. Maybe if I move it down here or somewhere. Doesn't matter actually where it's placed as long as it's like connected somewhere. Does it work there? Range in. This thing is linked and still can't access it. Why isn't this working? Hang on. Okay, I don't know why that didn't work. Maybe because it actually wasn't connected to the network properly, but as soon as I put it on this smart cable here, I can now actually open it and start storing items, which is good. And now if you look in here, you can see the items are in there. It's used 601 out of 64,000 bytes, which is amazing. So I don't necessarily want this thing connected here. I might actually change it out for a dense cable, just so I have all 32 channels to work with here. Just to make it a bit easier on myself. Don't know if that's going to break the entire thing. Okay, good, it didn't. So I'm just going to reconnect this all up like so. Just so I have all 32 channels here and I can just keep connecting as many of these disk drives I want. But yes, perfect. So we have infinite access only in the overworld. I'd need a dimension booster, which, you know what, is actually really cheap. I'm going to do that right now as well. Right, there we go. Got 3 more infinity boosters. So I just need to come down here and take the one out of this guy for a second. And now upgrade him in here to the dimension booster. This means now I can go anywhere in the world and open our network and pretty much do whatever same thing we do inside this one. But now we are doing it in applied energistics instead of integrated dynamics. So we come in here and open it, and we can still take out like our logic processors, put it away. It does require a bit of power to open it since it's going cross-dimensional, but we have infinite wireless power due to our gas-burning generators, so it's all good. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We have got ourselves a pretty decent applied energistics system. You are actually not connected to a network, so you're actually not even any good right there. So yeah, I'll have to run this guy up from another P2P tunnel, because you can't actually just connect directly onto this thing. You have to connect through P2P tunnels to get it to work. Or unless I connect it like right here. Okay, that still doesn't even work. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird situation, but if I just had a P2P tunnel right here, I'd say I'll be able to access it, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's all working, and chances are I'm not even going to use the actual physical terminal. I'm probably going to be all wireless. So yeah, so I'm going to end it there. Hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget that like button, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell while you're at it then as well. So without any further ado, goodbye.